Oh, I hear a little background purring.
Yeah, little something something. She doesn't
It's
do
nice.
that often. Yeah.
It's a good little atmosphere. Welcome to the Trash Cats Trashcast. I'm Richard.
I'm Steven, and today we're freestyling some art philosophy nonsense. Long story short, I prepped an entirely different episode, and at the last minute decided to scrap it. And Ricky's
as we are wont to do.
it's become a thing. I think it kind of works out though, because what's been happening is I realize doing the prep helps me get all my thoughts together and like get down to the most interesting bits of a thing, and then I'm far less interested in all the bullshit that comes with it. So
You're like, look, I know enough about this to know that I don't want to talk about it or think about it anymore.
Kind of, yeah. And you've been crazy busy adopting pregnant cats off the street, so
Yes, that I have.
I'm sure you'll fill us in on that. So we're going to fuck around with some art stuff I've been tinkering with. Hopefully, some of this will be relevant as we're living through the total culture death as a nation.
But Steven,
But first,
it's our 250th anniversary. It's our 250th birthday. What do you mean we're dying? What do you mean?
Separated from politics, I feel like one of the things we were going to cover was a video about culture death. And I feel like artistically, we are going through some sort of slump, some sort of culture death. And it feels very total, like total warfare, like totally. I feel like there's an artistic problem happening. I'm curious if you'll agree.
Heard.
First, will you press the button? We unlocked a new website, www.willyoupressthebutton.com.
Okay. Fantastic.
Okay, I love new websites. All right, you do yours first?
Okay. God damn, there's so many ads on this page.
Oh, yeah. How many do you got?
So I have 6.
Three,
all of them are for the same
5,
thing.
6. I have 7 or 8.
I have 6 of them. All of them are for a Oakland County judicial candidate.
See, that's how you know it's a good website, when you have more than 5 ads on screen at once.
And they're all extremely localized.
Hell yeah. All right, what'd you get?
Right. You become the best in the world at whatever it is you love to do, but you can never do anything else for the rest of your life.
For me, that's easy.
I feel I definitely don't feel like I'm the best in the world at what I do. I feel like I'm pretty decent at what I do. And I don't think that being the best at it would ever, I guess what I love to do is different than what I do.
You gonna press the button or not?
No.
You want to be average? What was it again?
I would. Okay, you become the best in the world at whatever it is you love to do.
Okay,
but you can never do anything else for the rest of your life. That doesn't mean.
So you don't want to achieve greatness. You just want to be able to do a lot of things mediocrely.
First of all, it doesn't mean that you get to do the thing you love to do. It means you just can't do anything else.
Yeah, but you're the best at it.
And you know what? And that might
you
be
want
true.
You're striving for mediocrity.
I'm striving for variety.
Oh my! Sarah always says variety is the spice to life, and I think that's wrong. The spice of life is repeatedly doing the same thing 10,000 times till you're the master of it.
99% of quotes from any other person besides yourself you disagree with.
Could be something to that. All right, mine is become a successful millionaire, but you have to spend the rest of your life naked and unable to tell anyone about your wealth or you will die.
Okay, hold on. Repeat the first part.
Becoming a successful millionaire.
That's nothing.
You don't think being a successful millionaire
I
is...
mean, yeah, I guess it's not.
Well, that makes sense
But
coming from you since you have a fetishization to working.
Yeah.
You just love working.
So, okay, well, then you can't, but you have to be naked for how long?
The rest of your life, but you're unable to tell anyone about your wealth, or you will die.
Okay, so basically, you
get to be a pervert.
Yeah, I was going to say you get the hole up, and you don't have to leave the house if you're a successful millionaire.
Yes,
and you can have a nice apartment. You don't have to tell anyone about your things to pay your rent and everything, and you can just be at home and goon all day.
Yes, easy.
I mean,
choice.
that's a win. That's a win-win.
That's a win-win. That's what we call a win-win.
But what? What do you mean? But that's the whole point.
The website's kind of interesting because it tells you what percent of people click each decision.
Yeah, 66% of people agreed with me to not push the button.
Well, that's 2/3 of people are wrong, apparently.
What did you get?
It was like 69%.
Agreed?
I forget.
Wouldn't do it?
I think wouldn't do it, but I'm not sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
69% of people have their priorities wrong.
True. How was week? You go first.
Oh boy. Week's been good, actually. I had most of this whole week off. We had a heat wave, and
get to the pregnant cats already.
Yeah. So like, I've been getting nice like rest in, getting laundry and shit done. The other night, I was it was late, and I'm getting my shit out of the dryer.
You text me at like 1 a.m.
Yeah. So before that, it's like 11 o'clock, and maybe not even, maybe 10. And I'm outside, and this stray cat that's been coming around for a little while, pregnant as all hell. We knew she was pregnant. We just didn't have a space to like get her in and whatever any sooner. But as I'm looking at her, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, she's extremely pregnant. At this point, it'd be like dangerous to like get her in and try to like get an abortion and get all that and get her fixed. We might just have to like deal with that.
Those kittens could have melted to the blacktop.
Yeah, dude. It was like it was so fucking hot outside. So she's like laying down and she's panting, and I'm worried that like, she might have like is like having health issues because of it, and like
panting at night is not good too.
Yeah, she was also like she was being aggressively affectionate in the way of like, I would like reach down to pet her, and she would grab my hand and pull it in towards her face to like pet her face, and like
please help me, pets.
Yeah, like following me around, but like she could barely kind of stand up. She was like kind of wobbly. So I brought out a carrier and tried to get her in it, and she wasn't crazy about it. And then I tried to get like advice from my niece and my mom about like, what do you think I should do? Like, am I crazy for this? And mom was asleep. So I just decided, fuck it. I just cleaned up a whole area of my house, like a whole room of my house that she can be in. Better than being outside in all this heat, at least until, she either has the babies or, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I get her inside. I just pick her up. She's let me pick her up before. Like, she's very cool. But I just picked her up and walked her in and took her into the room and, got her a little bed set up. My niece helped me like keep an eye on her while I gathered all the stuff and got her a litter box and all that. And she's just like panting aggressively and kind of like rolling around. And it occurs to me that this is how I feel when I'm passing a kidney stone, like the contractual, like the body kind of just like not agreeing. There's like, you can't get to the pain. Eventually she starts like over grooming, and I did make a nicer box for her with a cleaner setup. She picks one of the cat trees I have in there, has like a little enclosed area, and she goes in there and she starts like nesting and licking everything clean. And then, I'm realizing in this moment that like this cat's fucking about to have kittens. So
what time is this, dude?
So this was like 1 o'clock or so whenever I text you. So like I was like
You
coming
have
in
to
to
work
check
in
on
the
her.
morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
All week long been off. The only day I have to work is the next morning. So I was just checking on her like every now and then at first, and then I wasn't even gonna go into her room at this point because it was so late, and I was just getting something to drink. And I heard her screaming in there, and I was like meow, meow, like, making her noises. So, and I was like, all right, let me go in here and check. And it was about the time I realized that like, oh, she's like having these babies now. So I come in and check. I'm like Googling everything. I've been like YouTubing videos this whole time of like what to do if this happens, yada, yada, yada. But like more aggressively, like, hey, this is happening now. What do I do? And all the advice is just like, make sure she's good. Yeah. She'll fucking do it. They do it out in the wild all the goddamn time. So she goes, maybe 45 minutes go by, and I came in to check on her. The advice I got was like check every like 15 minutes or so, but like otherwise kind of leave her alone. And at the one time I came in, I heard just a little mew, just a little kitten meow, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like happening. Because I realized it was like coming, but they said like labor could be anywhere from like,
a day.
2 to, a day and a half or whatever, like 2 hours to a day and a half. So I just kind of kept an eye on her and watched her. Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy. Yeah. So, but yeah, she's having her babies in there, and I tried to just keep her cool. I had a fan on in there, and like just trying to like whatever we can do to make it suck less. And she did all right. I think I fell asleep around 3 o'clock. I was trying to stay up with her. She had 4 babies at the time when I was in there last. Around like 3:30, I fell asleep. Woke up at 5:30, and I went down there and I snapped some pictures, but I didn't really, and I acknowledged that there was a couple more, but I didn't really see how many. So I was like, okay, 5 probably is what she's at. And later on, like maybe an hour later or so, like she's done at this point. And we took some pictures, and we're sending them to family. And then I'm taking a minute to like count the cats in the picture. And I realized, oh, there's 7 of them there.
Damn.
There's 7 kittens. And that's the biggest litter I've ever seen. So it's not that it's like fully uncommon. The average is like 4 to 6. So
that's crazy though. Of course, right now my cat's like, for the only time ever, deciding to lay right on my lap into the microphone. So how many, for the audience's sake, how many cats total are in the household right now?
Okay. I did the math, but I forgot it. Let me pull out let me get the calculations together here.
Because you're legitimately turning into a cat shelter.
Yeah. So we got the one that was in the basement, the one with the missing eye. He got adopted like literally just yesterday. The timing was impeccable. So we're gonna let them kind of like mellow out in my place for a little bit, and then move them down there once they get a little older and they get a little more comfortable and they need more space to roam. So we have 5 plus the other 2 foster cats, plus my 2, plus the 1 adult, plus 7 kittens is 17 cats.
Bro.
10 cats and 7 kittens.
I love you. That is too many, that is too many cats.
Oh, no, it's absolutely too many cats.
Oh, my God.
So they will be ready for adoption at 12 weeks. We're going to adopt out all of them, including the mom.
You should post.
We still have the other 2. So, like, only 7 total of them are, like, our cats. two of the adults are fosters. The one adult is obviously the pregnant mom, and then the other ones are all like going to be adopted out.
You got enough to do 2-for-1 specials. Unironically, this podcast is just turning into a way to promote your cat adoptions.
Yeah, we need better numbers than
to get rid of more of these
better
cats.
local. Yeah, we got to localize our marketing.
You should post stuff on our pages, though.
Heard. I will definitely be looking into that. I deleted Instagram this week. I realized upon deleting my account that I had another account that I made years ago to share pictures of my cat, which I realized was foolish shortly afterwards because I can just put pictures of my cat on my own Instagram.
Yeah,
which I did anyways. So, but this was the mid 2010s, and it was just the thing that you do. You make an account for your pet. So
I had the thought our last episode. I feel like you run 10 years behind on things. Like
for certain,
sure. You always catch up, but you're like exactly a decade behind everything.
I didn't, dude. I had a flip phone until like 2014.
I did too, but that was my trap phone.
I didn't have a smartphone until then. I was like, and I wanted another flip phone, but it was like literally not an option unless you got like the elder phone that was like made to have the big buttons. So,
but doing okay.
Why do I need this? I have an iPod also. I already have a music player.
Yeah. So doing okay. Cats are healthy. Everybody's chill.
Yeah. We weighed them today. She's very cool with me, like handling them, and she's super trusting with me. So, I'm not abusing that privilege, but I did exercise it. We were going to move her into the cleaner carrier today, and
crazy wording.
Yeah. I don't want to I don't want people to think like, oh, I'm just like picking up the cats and playing with the kittens and playing with them and shit. It's like that you're not supposed to do that for 2 weeks.
They're your cats. I
mean, technically, but it's still for their health. You're not supposed to.
What are these meat eaters going to say about it? What right do they have to judge you?
Yeah, you know what? Absolutely, fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're all good. We got them moved into a bigger, cleaner area, and they're all doing well.
Good.
So
That's
we'll
awesome.
see.
Yeah.
How was your week?
Okay, I had a couple days off, which back to back, which helped a lot. 4th of July weekend, everything we drop comes out weeks later. Yeah, things are okay. I'm chill. Any honorable mentions?
You know what? I do have an honorable mention, and it's it's deleting Instagram to play Mahjong Solitaire instead. It's pretty good. I recommend it.
You're an old soul, sir.
I also did download this app called Finch. My therapist, he couldn't strongly recommend it, but he said he has other patients that have used it. It's basically it's like a Tamagotchi, but the way that you take care of it is by taking care of yourself. And it's like little shit, like you set goals for yourself or whatever. And when you achieve those goals, you get points, and you quote unquote feed your Finch. And I
hate it.
It's been nice actually. I can say it's a little more over the top than what I need, but it has been helpful.
What do they call that? The gamatization? There's another word for it.
Gamifying.
Yeah. Is it? I feel like for certain people or certain like disorders or like certain like archetypes of people, it could be super helpful. But
no, it definitely is, like, for me, and I've known that I set, like, when I make lists of things that I need to do, I break it down into like, okay, how long do I expect this to take? And then I'll pick a short burst of things of like, okay, within this, I can get this section done. I'm allotting myself an hour to do it. The goal is to get it done in less than that. And that makes it easier for me to do like tasks and shit.
I guess here's where I struggle with something. I'm trying not to be like, because anything that helps someone like take care of themselves better, I'm for. You know what I mean? Whatever works for somebody is cool. But I don't really get like, if it's things that help you, why can't you just add those things to your like to-do list? Like what is it that it being part of a game actually is helpful to you?
It's here's what I think it is. It's the user interface of it that makes it like whereas like especially with me deleting Instagram this week for the reason of like I'm trying to not like I keep deleting it and then getting it back and then like doom scrolling and then like deleting it again and then coming back and like I'm okay for a little while and then I doom scroll again.
I have questions.
So I'm okay. Well, hang on. Let me answer the first one first. Okay. The user interface of like, there's a reward system involved. There's a aesthetic to it. It's like, you know, and it could be different for different people. Like it's a little cutesier than I, you know, need. Like they have things where like, oh, if you do these, you get points for these tasks and then you can buy like, you know, little outfits for your finch, or you can buy, you know, stuff to make their little habitat look cool. And it's like, that's less of a thing for like, I don't really care about that. It's the user interface of like having it on my person throughout the day, the like reminding myself to drink water, to fucking eat, you know, by a certain time. And like, I need help with that apparently because I'm not doing it. So
yeah.
And it has been helpful. And I don't know if that's all of the reasons why it's helping, but I will say that that's a lot of it. It feels like it's in my pocket. It's there. It's something that I'm looking at a decent amount of time anyways, you know, my phone. So
I figure whatever helps people is good. I don't really get the, like, do you know what Pokemon Sleep is?
Yes, I am aware of that one.
Like, I know that helps a ton of people I know, it just seems odd to me. Like, why can't we write these things down and just do it? But I get struggling.
I assume, at least if anyone's, you know, from people that have been in my circumstance of like, they probably have tried that and it just didn't hold. Having something else where it's like, I know part of it also is for me, there's a part of me like an accountability thing. Like I'm not holding myself accountable for that already, no matter how much I think I am, or I'm trying to, or I want to. I'm obviously not doing it anyways. Having a third party, something.
Here's where my skepticism is, though. I would just be really interested to know, and I'm sure there are on some other gamified thing, but I'd be so curious, like, what the long-term effectiveness is when a person doesn't have access to the game.
Sure. Yeah. That's a solid point.
I'm very skeptical, but I think whatever helps is like cool. It's just hard for me to understand, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I said, I do think that's also a thing to consider of like, what's it look, if you're reliant on a thing, you know, what's it mean when you know, have to try to work, you know, when you're put in a position without it. But there is the point I might counter with, and this doesn't apply for all of these kind of apps or things or whatever, but for the event where like you're trying to make routines and habits, there is a certain amount of time where like, if you're actually making routines and habits, you tend to stick to them. Like I've made routines and habits in the past. I just didn't have any real, I didn't have a healthy routine in place. I was skipping stuff that I needed to kind of mix in and had trouble mixing it in. But when there's a third party and an easier way to like hold myself accountable and see, yes, I did that, I can check that box off. And it refreshes for me the next day. That does make it convenient.
I have like two paths I'm tempted to go down. The first is and I feel like it's a bait, but I almost want to ask you about doom scrolling social media because I'm not sure if I understand what you mean. But the second one, and you pick either. I don't understand accountability stuff. Like, and
Sure.
I'm someone who's had to go through an awful lot of it. Okay, I just had to take a fucking drug test yesterday. I fucking hate that shit. I hate the hour I got my last probation signed off, I already had benzos in my mouth waiting to dissolve as soon as the paperwork was signed. Like there's things I can do it to meet the accountability, but it's meaningless to me unless I decide to do it on my own. And then when I want to do something on my own, no extra like for me it's annoying I have to pay for these fucking drug tests when it's like I'm fucking sober. Like fuck you. Why do I need this for, accountability? If I'm choosing to go here, I know I'm so, like fuck this. But if I'm like being compelled to do something does not help me.
Sure.
Do you feel that way? Or it depends?
On some things, I feel like, you're definitely a more independent person in that regard of like, you hold yourself accountable in such a strong way for things, the things that you want to hold yourself accountable for, which is great. Like that's the goal. I obviously just realized I struggle with that in certain regards to my life. So, searching for something that helps to build that response, ideally with the idea of this isn't a forever thing. I'm not forever planning to use, this tool.
Sure.
Eventually I would like to, to do without it. But in the meantime, I'm trying shit out.
Trying shit out's good. And I would say like one thing of encouragement, I would say is like the outcomes of studies for people with, I can't remember if it's ADD or ADHD now, because they only use one. But is that people who try medicine, even if they don't stay on it forever, if they spend like a couple years on medicine, they tend to have like way better lifelong outcomes. Like if you're ADD, you have like a 25% higher chance of like, my numbers might be off a bit, but you have a much higher chance of dying in like a car accident or like an overdose. It's like a lot of like small things throughout life that compulsive behavior attributes to. But if you spend a couple years on medication, you tend to have like way better outcomes just because it gives your brain a chance to rewire like behavioral control stuff. So
that makes sense.
I feel like whatever works for people. My experience is just, I think, different, maybe sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a fair, argument of like, this shouldn't be a tool that you feel like, look, I have this now. I don't need medication. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good for the rest of my life as long as I have this. And it's like, that's not what I think that should be for. You should be, trying other shit. Like that was an argument that actually my mom had with like going to chiropractors and shit when people have pain. And it's like, because a lot of the times people just like, oh, I go to the chiropractor every month or whatever. And they fix me right up.
Most chiropractors are scammers too.
True.
Like
but
at least half.
She was like, most of these people that have injuries or they have, they just have weakness in certain muscles that they use. And it's like, if they go to physical therapy instead, they can learn how to like keep these muscles strong to prevent further injuries and also strengthen those, certain areas that, so they just won't feel sore. They won't feel hurt anymore because they're exercising it. And it's like, yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Like chiropractor is not a long-term solution for like a lot of different pain. I can see it being useful every now and then. Like one of the things I'm probably going to do for my birthday for myself this year is, go to a chiropractor, get adjusted, and then get a massage, or the other way around.
I was going to say, why not just get a massage instead?
Get a massage. Well, here's the thing, as I realize, massage works best when you go a couple of times, like, a few times over a month or like a month and a half or something like that. And then you can like really kind of work shit out.
Have you had
Especially
an adjustment
when you,
before?
I have not.
I feel like there's no evidence at all it's actually useful outside of like it might feel nice.
Well, that's the whole point.
But like a massage is more than it just feels nice.
True, but here's the thing: is I'm going to go once, and then I'm never going to go. I'm not going to go back for another year, and I know that because that's what I do every time. I've had a gift card for a free massage, and I just didn't have time to do it. I didn't make time to do it.
That's what I'm doing right now, scheduling one too.
Yeah. It's good, but like I need to get in there a few times. So I'm like,
you don't think one's like pretty helpful?
No,
still?
it's never enough.
Gotcha.
I have so much tension in my shoulders and my neck, and I've had them even before. Like go in and just focus on my shoulders and my neck. You don't fucking worry about anything else.
Maybe you should do like monthly.
I mean, that would be good, but I barely have time for the shit I want to do already.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Muscle pain for life.
Yep. I'm just going to die with it, and I'll just fucking live this way.
Oh, yeah. So to conclude this part, do you like the Finchies enough you would recommend it to people?
I think for a lot of people, I would recommend. I mean, if you have trouble, getting a routine together, whatever, like, I think it's been beneficial for me.
Cool.
I can say that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think
Is the art cool?
definitely it's very cutesy. It's, like I said, it's a little more, over the top than I need. I think there's definitely a part of it where it's trying to get me to like,
buy outfits?
No, not that, but like feel the empathy for this like digital creature thing.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I don't necessarily have that. Like, it is very cute. And you can get other little, they call them micro pets that are like little pets that your bird has. And it's like, and there's no like, you don't buy points, you build points by, doing goals that you set yourself. You can like make it so like, you don't have to like it. Like, they're literally as simple as like, one of them is just get out of bed.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, dude, I've had days where I'm depressed. And if I felt like I was winning something by getting out of bed, it doesn't hurt.
It would hurt me. I would look at my Finchie and just gash my wrists open. If my Finchie had to reward me, I don't know if I'd say hello to Finchie again. I
get a nice little message in the middle of the day that's like, "Hey, remember to drink water."
Dude, I get shit like that.
But it's
and
like
I yell like "shut the fuck up" and throw my phone at something. Like I couldn't handle the stress of a Finchie.
Apparently not.
All right, art. All right. So, well, I have a couple honorable mentions that'll lead us in.
Okay, please.
So, two things I saw. Or the first thing, I watched a YouTube video. This is what we initially prepped for. Was a react of a video called "The Great Culture Shift" by Dupley. Okay, this is a YouTuber I'm not familiar with. He does like hip hop / pop culture stuff, and does analysis of culture stuff primarily through hip hop. It's an interesting video. I don't really know if I like his stuff that much, but it was an interesting lens that we could critique some stuff. The second, these things will both tie in here in a bit, was a documentary called Feels Good Man. Okay?
Okay.
Highly recommend checking out. It's a documentary about the artist that created the Pepe.
Mm.
And his story is very interesting because in the early days of the internet, Pepe, as we both know, was a very like feels good man, like neutral meme, right?
Yeah.
And then it became, over time, over years, it became a symbol of the alt-right and 4chan and like Nazi shit. Nazis use Pepe.
Yeah.
And to this day, that still is true. But since kind of the peak, like the other day when we were talking about the Tiki Torch marches, Richard Spencer, that 10 years ago neo-Nazi type, that was like height of Pepe stuff, right? And since then, into like the new era of like stuff, right? Alt-right stuff on the internet. Alt-right isn't even like much of a used term anymore. Pepe has become far more neutral than it used to be, but kind of in the same way it initially was. And in many ways, it's kind of broke through to the mainstream where it's a very like normie meme now. Like everyone kind of uses Pepe, and it doesn't quite have the stigma it had at its peak of like badness. Like at one point, it was like labeled as a hate symbol, and nowadays, like normies use Pepe just as much as the cringe or like Nazi guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the documentary is about the artist's journey through that, and like how he tried to go with the flow, and then like how he tried to fight it, and like how he got peace with his art as he was kind of betrayed by how the world adopted it against his will.
Right. Yeah.
It's an interesting story, and he's not like my favorite artist for sure, but he does some really cool stuff, and his story through that journey is very unique.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah. So I kind of had been thinking about these things a bit, and I'm going to rant a bunch of my thoughts, and just interrupt me if I'm either on to something or if you need to stop me because I've got lost in something, okay?
Okay.
Because this might be a little abstract. So these two things have been affecting my thoughts. The Culture Shift video and the Feels Good Man Pepe origin story documentary. And sorry, let me collect my thoughts. Some of the big directions I was kind of diving into are around the idea or the instances of when an artist is betrayed by their audience and when a culture betrays the audience, and kind of focusing my thoughts on art, culture, and power. Okay. Now, I wrote some of my takeaways, and let me know what you think. Okay. Over the years, some of the things our podcast is focused on quite a bit has been art, culture, and power. These kind of stuff. And I've been thinking about art in relationship to culture and power a bit lately. And these videos, documentary, helped me crystallize some thoughts. If I distill it down, my conclusion is that we have entered into a period of total culture death. Half joking. But that's kind of where I'm at with how it feels. Certainly for our country, but if I broaden it to the world through, the internet, I feel like we are at like a culture dip in art right now, for sure. Do you feel that?
Sure. It feels like I don't know so much that it's a dip, but it's definitely a transition to
what though?
Like the video media. I feel like it's
that's true.
That's the thing. Like if you're going with like traditional style artwork is dying, yes, I think that is true.
Say that one more time.
That like traditional style artwork, things that we would have considered to be art, the things we consider to be art in like, even 10, 15 years ago. I feel like yes, sure, that is dying, but I feel like it's more of a transitional thing because I think that there are still people actively creating things. The priority of the media is just very, very different.
That's a big part of it. What I'm thinking is like each era, like each decade, there are big art movements, like big phases of what's popular and what art is influencing culture and how that culture is influencing art. Right now, due to the combination of things such as internet access, the democratization of art, politics, I think COVID had a massive effect, and to this day, ticket sales are so fucking far down. Rap was the biggest genre in the world, and it like we had the SoundCloud era. Like there's all these different eras of like the disco, grunge, like of what's popular. And right now, the biggest, most powerful genre of music is like completely dead. Like rap is like really, really suffering, and not just rap, but all genres of music are struggling to sell tickets. There are the problems with artists pay through Spotify. Like right now, there isn't like a big wave of art happening, and we have AI challenging what we consider to be art. Everything is very not corporate, but like peak capitalism around art. Like
yes, that's a good point.
This isn't like the best example. What's his name? He's the rapper I dislike. Who did the Super Bowl in A minor?
Kendrick Lamar. That was 2 years ago, but okay.
I know like all Super Bowl things are like always lame as fuck, but I feel like that was like a crazy example of like culture death to me. And then like Bad Bunny, whatever. But these are like examples of like things going poorly, in my opinion. I don't know if other people feel that way, but to your point, the mediums have changed. Like no one's going to give a fuck about a beautiful oil painting unless it's a popular TikTok video.
Yeah. Oh, I've even heard of like artists releasing slowed down and like sped up versions of their songs because they know that people are going to make them for TikTok anyways. So if they release them, at least then they're getting credit for it.
TikTok music is a genre now.
It's wild.
Unironically. So I don't have it quite crystallized, but I feel like there is a problem with art culture right now, and the video on the culture shift focused primarily on hip-hop's influence, because 5 to 10 years ago even, like rap was at its zenith of influence, and now it is like very much struggling. I don't know how much you sense that.
I definitely don't. Like I feel like every now and then I try to like find out like what's new, like what's going on, and like looking for a new like rap influence to listen to, and I really just don't find a lot.
It sucks.
Anymore.
The landscape sucks right now.
Yeah.
It's like I feel, but with all genres, I feel like there's always infinite stuff to be found. Like part of the awesomeness of the internet and the democratization of art that has been its consequence is that there's always awesome stuff. It's just hard to find.
I was going to say too, like the one thing is I have found that like when I do find something that I like, I'm like, oh, this is like not a very, like this is not popular.
Yes.
This is not like I had to search hard to find this.
And the artists that are making that are struggling because of that, because things gravitate to like a few very big artists shared, like the big three or whatever. There's not as much of like a middle ground of like the sink and swim levels. So my big thought that I do think is kind of crystallized is that culture is the result of art and power. What do you think?
I like that because it does.
Because if you're a powerless artist, you can't affect the culture. But even if you're a shit artist, it's all about the power structures of like, your label or your influence on a platform or what is politically allowed or encouraged, and those things that make success, the combination of the artists in power or like the art in relation to power is what shapes culture.
I mean, I was even going to say even through like outside the bounds of the artist's control, I don't know if the power is the right word here, but like the priorities of the people, the intent, the power structure. I don't want to say like, oh, it's the whoever's what the government's doing, like, but you know, like it's the.
I think that's a huge part of it, though.
It is a part of it, but that's not strictly what I'm getting at. I wanted to try to swerve part of that to not.
I think Bad
localize to that.
Bunny is a great example of that, by the way.
Yeah, it's like there's a shift of like what is cool and what is allowed, and then you know what is the boundary push of that is still within the acceptable terms of society. That is like, okay, this is cool, and you'll have a you know the in this case the power is the younger generation of like pushing things out, right? Yeah,
that is antagonistic to the power structure. Like,
right.
People were super hyped on Bad Bunny's super lame performance because what it represents to our power structure.
You know, listen, I gotta combat you for just a minute on that. And I'm not saying that the performance was good or the music is fantastic or anything, but man, there's a lot of beautiful women on that stage. And you know what? I didn't mind tuning in for it. It's hard to just talk shit on it.
I super disagree. I feel like I feel my inflamed conservative emotions when during that performance. And as bad as I thought it was, the like MAGA's alternate timeline Super Bowl thing was, I mean, a million times worse. But I really don't understand how sports is such a fucked up thing in our country to begin with. I don't understand how.
There was a ton of production value in that, though. I thought it was a lot of fun.
I'm like a very pro-sex person, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like weird. I want everyone to be free to do whatever they want. I don't understand how mainstream sports, normie sport, football shit, can do such sexualized music in a way that is like you said, it's challenging the power stuff, our power structures, but in a very safe way, while being incredibly sexually provocative to like a degree that is what I think is graphic for its audience, where like none of it is offensive to me at all. Like I'm very for all of it, but it seems inappropriate for what it is for. Does that make sense? Like if I know I'm going to have like millions of like kids watching my sports ball game, why would I do like a crazy sexualized performance? What is popular in hip hop and sports is like so backwards. And I get why like Republicans dislike it so much, but they're like fucking brain broke to begin with. Like they don't like it because it's like gay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, this is just like the wrong place for whatever this is. Like Janet Jackson. Like,
let me cut you off for just a minute. I think I agree with the concept that you're saying. I think I don't care enough about sports or about what's the concept of like I care less about them showing something that I think is too much, more
than like trying to ban it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you. I just don't like these artists to begin with, and it feels like lazy. And
I think that's the main point of it.
I agree.
I think if it was artists that you liked and they were doing ruthlessly sexual and satanic things on the stage,
I still wouldn't want them to do it at the Super Bowl because it is like lame as fuck. Like it's the most like corporate, normie,
sure,
like
of course. But if they did do a large publicity thing, maybe not the Super Bowl, but like
it would have to be really cool to not think.
Let's say they fucking someone hacks a network and they put it on like multiple channels that the network owns.
That would be a fundamentally different type of thing, though.
And then it's not the football corporation doing the
well on one hand, but it's on one hand
it's the artist you like doing the lewd act directly on.
Yes, but that would be a very different thing. Like the NFL, on one hand, will pretend it's like the most family friendly American pastime-y, good old fashioned sports ball team, and then hype into the zenith of hip hop culture to have the whole world singing along to a song about another rapper being a pedophile. While a bunch of like young dancers are like overly sexualizing themselves to the family friendly audience. I don't get it. None of it is like interesting or like truly provocative or like good art to begin with. It just feels like very gross to me.
Kind of a boomer take, but
what do you disagree with? I'm going to get pissed now. What do you disagree with?
I think the main point of this is that like, I don't care.
That's fine.
I think it's fine and fun, and it's like, you know what? If you don't want your kids seeing certain things, you should maybe pay more attention to what they're seeing. I think that's the argument that we make for most things that are like, and I agree with like, okay, the marketing of like, oh, football is everybody should watch football. It's like
with Pepsi ads, it's all the companies making money.
I don't see it as even a that it's like, oh, it's a family friendly thing. I think honestly, to a certain degree at this point, sports is culty. It's like my dad watched football, so I watch football. All my friends' families watch football, so we watch football. It's a thing that people do.
But it is the norm.
That's why we do then.
Because neither of us care about sports, but I think maybe in this moment you might be underestimating how like big these things are to people and to like the world.
I mean, so is Christianity, right? So is religion in general, right? It's the thing, like, but why are people into it? If people are,
but it's more than that. People genuinely care about their sports ball.
I get that, and I do get that, but I'm saying like, but why do they care? Is it because they
like it?
There are certain people that follow the stats and follow the shit, and they're really into the sports of it. And there are other people that want to have something to talk about.
Now we're arguing about why people like sports, though.
What I'm getting at, the point of why I brought it up is, I don't feel like it's even that their marketing is like, oh, this is, family fun for the whole family, and we want your kids to be tuned into this.
I understand.
It's not like, Cartoon Network or something, although Nickelodeon does do a broadcast of the Super
Bowl,
I'm
saying all the corporate interests that are invested in football and people liking football feign this like Christian archetype Americana while making off the backs of artists they're hiring to do more provocative art than would seem appropriate for the image they're cultivating.
And I agree. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical by those standards for the corporations involved and the people that do try to push the, oh, we're it's the clean thing or whatever. It's the clean Christian image. But then again, at a certain degree, it's like, I don't,
you don't care, but
I don't care.
I understand you don't care.
I think it's like,
but that doesn't like change the argument. Like my point is simple as like, if we knew we were producing a show that X millions of people were going to see on a given night, our podcast was that big. Okay, we know 100 million people are watching tomorrow night, and we know we've targeted our podcast to appeal to kids in this age range, and we know X million. Would we like then do, and we're like Christian's like a placeholder of like American value, family friend.
Yeah.
And that's how we've marketed ourselves the whole time. Do we get a rapper to do a song about sex assault or pedophilic shit? It feels weird to me. I just don't understand.
Get you.
Yeah.
I get you. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a corporation, and they're still their goal is selling tickets and advertising spots.
I get it.
And if they know that people are watching, you're going to get the biggest person. That's kind of what.
No, I'm with you.
I get it from that perspective too. Of like that's a business move. It's not a bad business move.
No, it's good business.
Yeah,
that's just business.
They're reeling the shit in. They're just like multi-million-dollar spots for commercials.
I'm just saying, I don't particularly care either. I just don't like it.
Sure, and you're allowed to.
And
I just saying that, you know, a lot of the people who would agree with you, in the way, in a strength of the way that you do, maybe not for all of the same reasons, but for some of them, are boomers.
Probably, but
it's okay to have a take that is shared with boomers for different. It's like, you know, we have different takes we share with certain groups that not for the same reasons that they do, but you know, it's okay. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, but there's a different ideological thing happening. Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying, but like, I don't like it. I feel like art sucks right now. Real quick,
yeah,
I can hear an echo.
Oh,
from one of us. It doesn't matter. I don't know exactly where I wanted to spin this. But even right. Like a particular artist being popular is a form of power, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like that artist being powerful is affecting the culture. And power in like a lot of ways is a popularity contest. Like what is popular gives them power to affect the culture.
Sure, of course. The more popular someone is, the more likely that different news media, quote unquote news medias, are going to do articles about them, are going to have information about them, and you're going to see them more places. It's the exponential growth, right? Like,
yeah, like
someone puts out a hit song and it goes viral or something, and then more people are talking about it, which, you know, pushes more and more people to talk about it because it's a thing to do. And we live in a click economy.
Where like, and I feel like an example of this is Kanye, of like, and this ties into something that's always been like a half meme, but I feel like there's truth to it. And this is like a good example of aesthetics being ethics. Mm-hmm. I've always hated Kanye West. I cannot stand that motherfucker. Long before any of his controversies or Nazi shit, I just have hated his music. Never understood how so many other people could be fooled by his dog shit production. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Him being able to trick so many people to thinking his art was good, I feel like is a demonstration of the ethics of aesthetics.
Sure.
Like what he goes on to do and the ways that he affected culture so negatively, especially at the height with Elon Musk and the SWAT shirts and everything, are mm-hmm. the effects of people having bad taste in art and thus ethics.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Okay, next thought. Social movements succeed when they are correct and confident, and social movements fail when incorrect or correct but cringe. No thoughts.
What was the first one correct and confident, or
Yes.
correct or confident?
Correct and confident. To make a positive, like, social movement.
A positive social movement, maybe. But I feel like social movements, I mean, I guess it
Can be
depends on your
negative, too.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I feel like a social movement in general can be made without being correct if they're confident enough.
Yeah. If I
feel like
prefaced it with positive, it would change. I think you're right that, like, negative movements can succeed.
But I also would challenge then, if you're adding that modifier, that qualifying statement, then that's a subjective thing, right? Where, like, people who are going through with this social change may be doing it because they think it is positive, rather than it's a perspective shift, right? Of, like, we've talked about, like,
wouldn't that
there's
definitively be so, unless you, like, believe in objective
like,
morality?
A lot of, like, the MAGA shit, for example.
Yeah.
Where, like, there are a chunk of the population who, because of a lot of it is because of their own ignorance, believe that what they are, voting for and seeing and believing and trusting is all a good thing, and it's a positive change, and
yeah,
these
no one
things
thinks
are
they're
made to be good for us.
No one thinks of themselves the bad guy. Very few
Right.
people think they're the bad guy or trying to make the world worse. I think they're trying to get to the same better future.
Yeah, they can be convinced that, removing their rights is a good thing.
Of course, yeah.
Because they are drinking the Kool-Aid of the confidence
yes.
of this bad movement.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the tie-in?
The tie-in being that, like, putting in the qualifying statement of positive or negative, I don't think that changes anything. I think that I would just argue the point of confidence or correctness is fair. I don't think it needs to be both.
I think it does need to be both for a positive movement.
For an actually positive movement, sure.
Yeah.
For an actually progressive change, yes.
Like black rights, women's rights, it required both of those things. Like, they couldn't just be, like, morally correct. It also takes, like, confidence to
that. Okay.
To state
I'm on the same page with you now.
Yeah. Where, like, social movements can fail by being incorrect, or they can be correct but they're just cringe.
Yes.
Where, like, I feel like the Occupy Wall Street was a bit of that, and not all of their stuff was correct, but they largely had a lot of, like, more, like, social moral fortitude behind them at the time, but there was a lot of cringe things happening, or, like, during COVID, a lot of the BLM stuff, a lot of it was, like, on the more morally correct side, but there was, like, so much cringe shit tied to it, like the fraud cases and, like, different groups, like, fucking up the message, that it, like, took away from the movement. Just like the No King stuff, like, they were correct, but they were cringe and didn't have, like, a solid message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, these forms of, like, for lack of a better word, the art being off means they can't shape the culture to shape the power. Next. Fair. Art always exists in the climate of the culture it's expressed in, particularly in relationship to power. I feel like that's just kind of a given. Genes express themselves in an environment type of thing. Your art always exists in the culture it's made in, particularly in regards to power. I feel like an example of this is independent artists. When they gripe about their art not affecting culture, they're really just emoting about their lack of power. Lastly, powerful art is art that affects power.
Yeah,
whether
absolutely,
it's cultural or political. But like
I agree with that. I like that.
You were kind of resistant to like a cultural debt. Like, where do you see art culture going right now? Because everything is like every metric I could like make up in my head of like how art is doing and like where the effects on culture, like everything is just like all stocks are down. I don't see art succeeding in ways it hasn't in any particular way. I don't see any movement happening. Like we had like SoundCloud era to like nothing era, or like where do you see things at right now?
You know, I see it being so much of, I mean, like I said, we have a click and view economy. It's based on like the
Short
idea
video
that people are like, we can, I see other people doing this and I have the ability to do this. I have the tools with which to do this. Maybe not. So the fireworks in my neighborhood are going hard right now.
Hell yeah.
It sounds like a fucking mortar right outside. The idea of like, it may not be the same quality. It may not be the same, you know, whether it's video quality, sound quality, like acting quality or whatever. I can make something close to this and I can try. And so people do that, because other people are getting recognized for it. Like there are people that are making enough of this content that like you're seeing people and like people know their names and they're getting famous for it and they're getting offers from like sponsors and gigs. Like they're making money off of something that's in their pocket. And I don't see that as necessarily a bad thing inherently.
Agreed.
But I think that what that means is this is the thing that gains more attention than a still image. It's all about the video, music to go with said video, something that's memeable, repeatable, sticks in people's head for a couple weeks.
I understand what you're saying, but I feel like you're a little stuck on like the like trend of the medium itself. Like
what I'm saying is like, by that being the priority, then yes, you see less of a traditional artwork or traditional art being made. Just less people are interested in doing it. Less people are interested in seeing it.
Like it's more niche to create.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
But at the same time, don't you feel like the tools are more widely... I feel like there's... While it may be becoming more niche in some ways, more people are making more things now than ever. It's just maybe a lot of it's becoming like more corporate driven on like ways to make money and hustle.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think, people that are making things that, traditional art kind of style things, it's almost, it itself is almost more of a meme to it. It's like, it's there. I think it's cool when people do, but it's like people are, like you said, there's a monetization point of it where it's like they're making it to go like on Instagram. Like that's where things are seen, or to go on Twitter or whatever. Like that's where things are seen.
You know what trend I hate the absolute most? I lose 50% respect instantly anytime I see an artist do it. Do you know what I'm going to say? Are you mind linked with me by chance?
I thought you were going to say that it's formatted to, their artwork is formatted to certain social media things, but go ahead.
No, I don't, what would you mean by that?
By like, I've seen, I only know this from talking with our social media person for work. Like the way that they take pictures and stuff, they take it in like a one by one thing, so it fits better on the page or whatever.
That's just strategic, I feel like.
It's like if you're an artist and like that's your thing, is like, how can I make this? And I don't see that as inherently a bad thing. It's just like, okay, you're showing that this is the main purpose of this is the main destination of your artwork. Yeah,
like I would say an equivalent for that is like, I know Instagram image compression fucking sucks. They cannot deal with reds or high velocity splatters or like super high DPI stuff. So like it's like so soul crushing, but to have to take a high res piece of art and compress it and make it like 1/20th of the size because you know it'll look better is like so disturbing to me. But it's like that's clearly the right call to for whatever platform. Now I'm thinking of when artists do the thing where they have their painting or their print and they slowly turn it to the camera.
God, yeah.
and it's like almost always to like sexualize themselves to get people to look at their. It is like so brutal to me. I cannot think of. It's like, the line always comes to my mind from Brother Lynch, like, but at least I don't dance. Do you know what I'm talking? Yeah, it's like, you're like cheapening your art,
but I don't dance. Yep.
Yeah, it's like you're cheapening. You're like, and it. I hate how like boomery it sounds too, because I'm not like anti the other thing, but you're like raising the value of yourself while cheapening the value of your art. I just don't understand. And I do understand because people are like pressured into doing what gets them visibility, right?
Yeah.
I get it. It just sucks when everyone else will play into it. The culture changes because everyone's making stuff in an environment where they're pressured to do what gets views. And then that becomes the culture of like, you can't just have your art stand on its merits. You have to get people to be invested in the artist as well. And it's like,
sure,
some of that is like to a natural level. And then some of it's like to an artificial, like culturally demanded level that makes me lose respect for both the artist and the art. And it's like such a bummer.
I mean, I also see it. I brought up the, like our work social media stuff because I see it there too of like, there's a demand for more information. Like, okay, you get someone to follow you because they had one of your products and you like it. Okay, great. And then now they've seen they saw one of your pieces and they're like, oh, that's cool. And they click like, and then now to like keep them engaged or to get more people engaged.
Yeah.
You just repeat the same thing for so long and then you realize it's falling off. So you have to kind of change it. And it's like, oh, maybe I'll show my process. Maybe I'll show more of myself. And I'm not saying it's the same thing at all, but I'm just saying that like the flow of like, a lot of those videos are like people repeating, like one person did it and then someone else copied it.
They see
and then
success.
Trends. Yeah, exactly.
So you feel like, it sounds like the impression I'm getting from you is, and I'm curious, maybe you have more insight here than I think, because apparently you doom scroll. Like you feel like social media is affecting art and culture a lot. Oh,
for sure. I mean, I
agree, but
I could be wrong, but I mean, at least I know from like I don't comment on shit, like I don't engage with stuff really. Like if I see something I like, I'm almost hesitant to like it because I know that like, okay, my feed's going to be bombarded with this now. And it's like, do I want that? Is that a good thing or not? And I'm hesitant to it because I understand that the gravity of that. And I think that other people kind of just like don't have a filter for that. I think a lot of people just kind of like engage with everything and whether they're just, I'm leaving my opinion about this. And
they're happy consumers.
And then they never fucking, follow through with it. And then they keep getting fed more of it. And it's like, I don't know. It stressed me out to the point where even if I was seeing things that like I enjoyed that like didn't stress me out, I was spending too much time doing it. It's very easy when I'm like extremely exhausted. I come home from work, I sit on my, like couch or whatever. My cats are like vying for my attention. So like we get cozy and then I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand, the remote's across the room. So I can't really change the channel on the TV. And I'm just like, I'm looking at messages that somebody sent me on Instagram. And then I'm just like, I find myself scrolling. And then,
I just
30
don't
minutes
get
go by,
that.
45 minutes go by, an hour goes by, hour and a half goes by. And I'm like, I just wasted so much of my time, so much of my life that I could have been doing anything else. Craning my neck to look at this fucking rectangle that of shit that's like didn't help me learn anything. I saw so many people
Bro.
doing the same thing as the other people.
I
It
feel
was
like
just
that is like
unhelpful, and it was, I don't like it.
how you describe that feels like it. I think it probably is that way for a lot of other people too. I just don't understand that at all. Like, I feel like the old school that we were from of the internet days is like the internet should always be on in the background where you get to check in now and again, like a week,
Sure.
and you get to catch up on your shit, and it's cool, and you see
Yeah.
interesting, cool, inspiring stuff. Now,
And checking in on it is one thing.
but like for me, I'm plugged into the internet all day, every day. I just am. I don't understand the doom scroll thing. Like for me, I'm
I
like,
can't say I understand it either, but I find myself doing it, and I
Really?
don't want to anymore. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's an addictive thing. Like it hits in the same way that like I don't mean to. I'll even catch myself like when I would set timers for myself and be like, that's fine, and it kind of works sometimes, and other times I'm like, I'm not doing anything else right now,
are you?
and I just keep going.
I'm just curious to get like a tone check or whatever. Are you like sympathetic to like social media controls of like?
How do you like explain
government
more.
limitations or like age restrictions or like time restrictions?
Yes and no. I feel like there's so much backhanded effort with that of like, I don't know that it's right that the government gets involved with that, but it's also like, yeah, dude, it can be addictive.
That's the shortcut. I know, like, we're libertarian enough. I know you wouldn't want the government telling people they can't do. Like, I know that.
Right,
but
like I don't want fucking the government to be like,
some of that.
You can't do Instagram more than 2 hours a week because it's bad for your health.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't want someone telling me that. I see that for myself, and I feel like some people could be told that, but being forced to do it is different. I think that it's one of those like, I just found that for myself, this was in my best interest, because even when I just deleted the app, I would still end up coming back to it thinking like, okay, maybe I'll have more self-control this time. Maybe it won't go the same way. And I just feel like there's hours of my life I was missing from it, whether it wasn't always, an hour at a time, but it's like, it adds up real fucking quick. And it was an easy way to unwind on the couch and feel like I'm consuming something, or I'm engaged in a thing. And that's the other thing. It's like, I felt like I was engaged with it, but I'm not. Like, I'm using my fucking thumb.
I feel like there's two things going on though. I feel like there's a combination of things happening of like, people are not, like, the internet is so powerful. Like, the stuff I get to read and listen to and the art I get to see is like the best, most interesting, like smart, like best stuff in the world I could see that day. That's like how I feel about what I'm looking at. If like, this is like, in one hand, I understand getting like lost in it, but ideally if I spend an hour scrolling, it's because I would like felt like I was getting something out of it, or else I wouldn't have scrolled that long. And I feel like part of it is like people maybe are like consuming too much trash on it, and the other part is I feel like we're like conditioned to think that the relaxation or like the cool things we saw are only trash. And I feel like it's a combination of those two things of like consuming a little too much trash and being told to think it's like the funny or like cool or impressive or like wild things is all trash.
Yeah. I want to specify this too. Like, I found this unhealthy for me, and I didn't like
No, I get it.
that I
think
didn't
it's-
like that. That was my use of my time. If
Yeah,
it's
good for you then. Yeah.
fine for you or other people, or like even the people that are like engaging with everything and then moving on, like if that's not affecting the rest of your life and you're otherwise happy, dude, like go for it. That's totally cool. That's totally fine. That's exactly why I don't agree with like
Yeah,
the
legislation.
overreach on that kind of
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, it's like that's crazy. But you know, I mean, literally the words that they use to describe their, you know, their systems is like it's algorithms. It's like, and it's personalized based on, you know, like your activity. And it's like, while that can seem like a good idea, the intention is to make you do it more often.
Yeah, to retain
and if you're
attention,
finding,
but no
that,
one
you know,
wants worse algorithms.
Sure.
It's like I feel like it's like the same thing as like data centers. These people complaining about it don't understand anything. And it's like, do you really not want data centers to exist? They're like, it's like people on the left being like, embrace tradition, reject modernity. We want the world to stay exactly how it was in 2024. Like, we can't, you want worse algorithms? We want no data. I know you're not saying, I'm just providing. Yeah. I don't know. It's just, everything needs balance of like,
Sure.
we have to.
And sometimes the balance requires intervention on yourself.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I got one more thought about democratization of art, which is all like, it's not really shorthand. I guess it's a longhand for like art on the internet, because the internet changed everything. It changed art, changed the world so dramatically, and we're gonna see more and more. I don't. A lot of like experty people think AI is going to be like the internet on steroids on its like overall effect on the world. I don't know if anything will live up to how much the internet changed the world, like outside of like the press. You know what I mean? And even that, the internet bar for bar might be more instrumental, but I like AI is changing a lot already.
It is. It makes me so goddamn mad when every fucking website I go to has a help chat bot that I can reach
agree.
out to.
I know.
And it's like, okay, listen, first of all,
They're just giddy right now.
can I go off on a vent? I'll make it short, I promise.
Sure.
A lot of these tools that AI is being used for, and especially in regards to like websites that like to help you navigate it, to help you find things.
Yeah, they're worse.
They're intended for, you know, fucking meemaw and
Old
peepaw
people,
who
yeah.
don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's in lieu of making a better user interface for the website that is easier to find the things that you need to find.
It's worse for everyone now.
It's worse on all ends. The other one is like there are certain websites that do it intentionally because like DoorDash is the one that I think of all the time of like, they don't want to hear from you.
Yep.
They want no fucking contact with a customer. If, you know, your order's wrong or, you know, whatever the fuck, they don't want to deal with it. They have so many levels of obfuscation of like, oh, you can call your DoorDasher or text them, whatever, or you can get with our chat bot and they'll tell you how to help us, or you can email somebody, and then like the email, like you try to find that link and it's like it takes you back around until you're with the fucking chatbot again, and then they'll try to solve it for you otherwise. And it's like, I don't fucking want this. I just want to talk to a human being who can understand the words that I'm saying, because I'm typing in this information and the fucking bot's not getting it.
I closed my account when they fucked up my shit and sent me to a chat bot, and I closed my account right away.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Yeah.
I still use it occasionally for the DashMart has decent shit sometimes, and they'll have like deals, but otherwise I can't fucking
the internet's got its hooks in you, brother.
That's one where it's like there are times when I'm so fucking exhausted and I just want to be home, and then I realize like I don't have any food in my house.
Yeah, I get it. Here's my.
I need cat food immediately.
I got 10 hungry little kittens that need my DoorDash ASAP, bro. What the fuck? Yeah. All right, here's my note about gatekeeping. Let's see what you think.
Okay.
I'm very much for. I am like the most pro internet person ever. Okay. I do not like internet legislation. I want it to be as free and open as possible. I love what the internet did for art, of how available and infinite possibilities things became, of being able to share your art with anyone and anyone being able to have the potential of finding you. I feel like those things are suffering because the landscape of the internet is shifting. So much of that is because of power, right? Power structures affecting these digital spaces and thus affecting the culture. Things have become so capital focused. But there are downsides to the democratization of art that I don't think get talked about very often, or when they are, like you mentioned earlier, sometimes it comes off a little boomery. But I think there are downsides that artists, more than anyone, need to wrestle with. So with the evolution and easy access of art through the internet, especially with platforms such as Spotify and YouTube, who have some pretty, like, overall do a lot of good, cool things, but also it's like kind of tough for creators a lot of times, especially Spotify. But now all art, all music, anything you can upload online is available to everyone all the time. And overall, particularly as an artist myself, I think this is awesome, very cool, good thing. And there's so many other upsides to this democratization of art. But some of the downsides are pretty brutal as well. I think as an artist, it is increasingly harder to be heard now that there are infinite people yelling. Okay, this is like classic First Amendment, freedom of speech stuff. Like, do you truly have freedom of speech if everyone's allowed to yell as loud as they want in a room, where now you are no longer are being heard? There's one of the classic examples of what do you think? And I'm not a free speech absolutist by any means, but I'm like, I will go farther than most people to defend freedom of speech. And it's very annoying to me how fucking weak Democrats and the left are, where we've like given the idea of being pro freedom of speech away to Republicans, when Republicans have been like they've been so antithetical to the principle for so long, but Democrats don't really want to pick up the mantle because it like seems like it's a Republican thing. But like one of the good, I don't know if it's good, but one of the tricky hypotheticals is, do you think it's more free to everyone be in a room where they can scream as loud as they want? Or do you think do you think the conversations would be better there, or in a room where one person had a gun and only allowed one person to speak at a time? I feel like that's a hard question.
It is hard. Unfortunately, I feel like I immediately feel like siding with the room with the gun, because I feel like there's at least a
order.
There is a structure.
Yeah.
So you can be heard.
You can be heard. And I think most people, whether they realize it or not, truly want that more than they want the chaos of everyone screaming. And as much as I might often prefer the gun room, I like ideologically, as like an expressive art person, I'm going to defend the chaos yell room more often than a lot of people, I think, who think they're principled about the First Amendment pretend to be. Like the idea of like, I don't understand how you could be like a pro First Amendment guy if you don't think, even if it's gross, lolicon should be legal. I don't understand how you could be like, you'll see these guys all over Twitter, they're free speech absolutists, but if you ask like their opinion on Lolly, they would want to send you to prison 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
if it's really your belief, you might have to bite some hard bullets of like what people are allowed to say or express. And that's a tricky topic when like the gun room is probably going to have better conversations a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of ways, there's a lot more rooms online, and there's a lot more people yelling, and it's going to keep increasingly, the decibel volume is going to keep increasingly getting louder. And as an artist, that's as cool as the possibility of being heard is, because there's more people to hear you. It is also far, far harder to find ears whenever everyone else is screaming.
Right. Yeah.
And as a fan, here's the downside I don't think people talk about as much. As a fan, we don't get to possess our artists the same way we used to be able to. When you had to walk to Best Buy and fucking buy a CD, and you didn't know who else even liked the artist. There wasn't a forum or you didn't have the instant opinions and reviews and adoration or embrace or rejection of every single thing artistically right at your fingertips. And I don't love how shared our possession of art has become.
Mm-hmm.
When you publish art, the world gets to own it. At least they get to own it in part. And as an artist, like I truly think that when I put something out, it's still like legally my copyright or whatever, but you put it out in the world and you don't get to choose what the audience does with it. Just like the Pepe artist, like the audience betrayed him. They perverted his art to do something he didn't want it to be, right? Mm-hmm. But when anyone can own it, in some ways, sometimes it feels a bit cheapened. When anyone can change or possess your art, it doesn't feel as sacred or as valuable. And while the undergrounds and the independents will always exist, more and more, everything is open to everyone. And nearly, if not all of it, is for sale. As long as you can Google it, get the name, you get to be a fan as equal as anyone else. Like there used to be, this sounds so cheesy, but there used to be a time where like the Misfits or an MF Doom were like weird. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Like that is not a thing anymore. Like you see like a Target or a fucking Walmart shirt of like all kinds of anything where like if you hear someone likes this type of art or this type of music, it used to mean that they had to like put in some effort into possessing it. And now, as long as you've heard the name, everyone has as much exposure or as unlimited exposure as they can find or pay for. And I kind of miss when things like MF Doom used to be weird. At least we still have Kool Keith. I know that's... We'll always have Kool Keith. He'll always be weird. And I know that is cheesy, but now anyone gets to access it all, and it gets to feel like it is theirs. And while I do overall think that is good, I'm a bit, as an artist, a bit bitterly jaded.
Right.
In the sense that I kind of find it annoying that everyone gets everything.
Yeah, no, I get that. I see that. It's having the... I mean, that's a culture thing, right? Of like, being liking the thing that's not, it's like not radio music, having grown up,
coworker
been that
music.
Kid of like, coworker music. Yeah. Of like, I did for like when I was like 11 or so, I clicked with a lot of butt rock shit on radio. there's, some Disturbed and Godsmack and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think everyone had a phase back then. But like once it started becoming, a lot more like when I was old enough to really search out my own stuff and like have like meet people who had, an older brother who showed them this shit or like whatever, then it's like, oh, I just want like the weirder, heavier shit. And like, this is not radio friendly. This is not shit that everyone listens to. And to a certain degree, it kind of sucks because you don't have people that are into it until you go to a concert or you go to a thing. And it's like, then you meet people and then you think, oh, I have friends now. And it's like, you only know them on one degree of a thing that you both share.
And have no way to contact or find them again.
And then even if you do, like, sometimes they still suck.
Yeah.
They just happen to like the same band.
Yeah.
So I think there is a whole like life end of that is missing now. And again, I do want to continue to stress that this is maybe not a boomer take, but it is in the vein of it. Like things used to be different and I liked it that way. But also it's like, I feel like it's not that it's changed now. It's not just that. It's that there's a missing element of finding a special gem, finding a thing,
But I don't even want, I was trying very deliberately not to sound that way because I think it is overall a good thing. My issue, I think, is that I think artists themselves, because the fans, like, or the audience, like, they're a different part in this, but I think artists do need to gatekeep more. Not like none and not too much, but your art should be protected a bit.
Sure.
And
I think that's fair.
And overall, like, the internet's effect is like, I really don't care about like the loss of like the experience parts, like the more boomerang part. I don't know. It's less important to me, but it's more like the value of the art. Like, if you were like if you were Metallica, what would be it? If you're like
heaven forbid, if
you were like a crazy like black metal band and you found out, you're Burzum, okay, and you find out, and
cool.
There's like so much like normie Burzum stuff now, like reselling, like drop shipping, fucking reprinted Burzum shit. Like so many like normie, like Kanye West was wearing a Burzum shirt last year, and Burzum sales skyrocketed for like a couple of weeks or whatever, and it was like a thing. And it's like Burzum is a Nazi, probably rapist, church burning murderer. Okay, he is someone I have loved for like since I was like 15, and I fully understand he is a disgusting, terrible, depraved person who I very much love his music. Okay,
yeah.
If I was Burzum, I wouldn't want everyone loving my work. Like, wouldn't it feel embarrassing if you had this like crazy hardcore message and then like you talked to everyone in your crowd and they thought like you weren't that crazy or hardcore, like you thought they were lame, even though they like that would be a bummer. And it's not like you still want people to be able to find your art, even if it's in the sense like you want to be able to radicalize them or you want to make money or whatever it is, but you don't want it so ungatekeeped that like normies are drop shipping your stuff because Kanye West like is hyping you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's a degree of that. It's not exactly the same thing is happening here, but it's in the similar vein of, so my niece and I share in common, we both listen to a lot of death metal together now.
Yeah.
And when we talk about coworker music, one of the ones that always comes up lately is Sleep Token.
Oh my God. They're so bad.
It's so bad.
They just look kind of cool at first glance if you don't know anything about them.
There's the aesthetic situation going on, which is like, okay, that's fun. It's the same. Like, I hate Ghost for the thing of like, the aesthetic is cool, but it's so fucking
cheesy.
It's so bad.
Yes.
So the idea of like, there are like breakdowns and like heavy parts of songs, and they're like, oh, I get it. I like Sleep Token. And it's like, that's not the same thing. And so I've actually started to go and like, oh, okay, you like heavier stuff too? Cool, then I don't feel bad then. I'll put on, some Bolt Thrower, or like, cool, I'm going to put on this Cannibal Corpse album real quick. And then like, it doesn't
Bolt
last long
Thrower's
before like,
still cheesy, but okay.
It is, but it's fun. It's fucking goofy. It's goofy and fun.
See, I would say that is an appropriate level of gatekeeping, where I still think Bolt Thrower is cheesy and goofy as fuck. But at least it was like a move in the right direction of like,
right, of course. It's like, it's like all like goofy military shit, but it's like, it's very funny to me of like, this is a side of death metal that is like, it's funny. It's the part of like, it's funny if you think about it in the context too of like, this is the kind of thing that like Metalocalypse was built on. Like concept of like, this is the thing that one of the things they're making fun of.
Gorgoroth. I love Gorgoroth.
Yeah. It's goofy. It's silly.
So I think we're probably pretty in line of like, there just has to be a balance. And I think the responsibility falls on artists a bit to do this. And as much as like overall, internet and access to art is a good thing. I'm not,
sure.
The overall scale, I 100% lean that way. But I do think it's important to express that sometimes the downsides are ignored. And as a reminder, just that ownership is power, and that who gets to own art matters, for better and for worse.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can't let everyone else own your shit. You have to keep it in the right hands.
Mm-hmm.
Art is power.
and power is knowledge, and knowledge is pizza. Fucking cowabunga, dudes.
Cowabunga. I don't know. Any final thoughts? I feel like I'm on to some stuff. It's just not.
I think you are. Yeah, I dig it. I'm here for it. I don't think you're wrong. I'm here for it.
How the fireworks?
I got one more thing I need I just need to get off my chest for a minute. And I don't know if I understood
more, so
I don't know if I understood the clarity of this situation. I think this is just going to make you upset and laugh maybe.
Please.
One of my coworkers was talking about their favorite Sleep Token song, and they were saying that after they got really popular and the artist kind of had a mental breakdown and was upset about, not being like, he's just a faceless thing to them because he wears this mask, and like, he is only, he only is this mask to these people, and it's whatever. And it's like, he still chooses to wear the mask. He can take the mask off at any point. I'm not going to get upset and get emotionally invested in a man who, he can. ICP did the same thing where they were like, they put out a little piece.
They would
about
lose a lot.
Maybe.
Not everything. You could do it, but they would have to take at least a minor hit to make that transition. Because it is such a part of their image.
And you know what? If it pains him so much, then he should do it.
Well, what's the question at hand? Sorry.
So the thing was that it wasn't a question. They were just talking about this song and how like emotional, and they wrote it because they were feeling so bad about themselves because of this situation. They were feeling so upset by this situation of like I'm just a mask to these people, and like this is my identity, and they don't understand what's going on behind it. And it was like so fucking edgelord and so fucking.
I don't know. I think it makes sense. Like, think of how many artists.
I can't feel upset.
How unempathetic for you.
For a problem that they created for themselves and refused to try to fix.
Well, they're clearly expressing frustration out of not knowing how to fix it. This is a press the button question. Think of how many artists, people strive and get obsessed with making art because they are obsessed with being understood, right? And part of that like feeds into ego, and people want to be known. They want to be known for their suffering and the art they forged out of it. And the only way they could get there, like many artists before them, like even like a Slipknot, who not a big Slipknot fan, but the early days they did some cool, innovative stuff. They required gimmicks to become famous.
Sure.
And
that's
now
fine,
no
but
one cares about them. And that is like hard for them.
I don't think that's true though. I think that the fans of Slipknot were still like, they're still down with Slipknot. I don't think that's a problem.
They're down with the lead member, one of the 12 people on stage, sometimes taking
which is
their
also too many people to have on stage.
But that's the part of the gimmick that made them
right.
But they're okay with one member sometimes not having their mask on. But when they go to that show, they expect everyone to be the Slipknot they saw in the videos. Like Sleep Token is not going to succeed the same if they start taking their fucking mask off.
And did Slipknot ever make a song about how burdensome it is to be?
Why does that bother you? Artists make dumb songs about anything as long as it sounds
I'm just
good.
saying,
it's cool.
It does not that it bothers me. It bothers me.
Oh, it bothers you.
I don't want to. I can't feel empathy for it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't
think
care.
about most art. Do you feel empathy for most songs artists write about? Half of artists' songs are like dumb personal shit that doesn't matter.
Sure, I just being like in the way. Listen, this was just supposed to be a thing where they came to me and were like, "Hey,
pull up the fucking lyrics. Let's see if you stand by your statement. Pull up. I bet." If anything, the idea...
I don't know the song. I don't know the name of the song.
The idea of not being able to be known for the identity you made is it probably is like one of their more interesting lyrics. Is my, like, off of themes.
Possibly.
Identity
maybe.
And not being able to...
But also, here's the other thing. Let me say this, too. If after 10 years, Slipknot had said, like, you know what, we kind of pigeonholed ourselves in this way.
Hold on. If you were,
I can almost understand.
Up hours of Slipknot videos from interviews. I bet there are multiple clips of them whining about it, because I bet it was like very hard for them to figure out how to find that balance and like get out from under their masks. I bet multiple.
Maybe I've never been that big on Slipknot, so I don't know.
Yeah, right. But like, I bet we could find like interviews from Kiss of Gene Simmons talking about it's hard to go out without the makeup, or like now people don't notice them, or how many other artists are like famous for their stage.
Let me give you for fucking ICP is the one that I actually have knowledge on.
It's like the only band you have knowledge of, motherfucker. Yeah. Your comment about toasters and ICP, I could not believe. Do you remember that?
No, not at all.
You're like, ICP said it's only bad if you steal your neighbor's toaster. I've been thinking about that for months.
Oh, god damn it. That's fucking hilarious.
It's funny because I understand they're like such a transformative band for you.
Oh, god damn. That was one of those bands for sure that was like, oh, so like people actively dislike this band.
Yeah.
Like was part of the appeal.
Yeah. You had to like rep your shit to be a fan.
The people that were down were like really down. And like those people, like part of the culture behind that was like, no one else likes this shit. We have to stick together. And like there was a very real aspect of that was a drawing force that like made it feel more fun and approachable for me.
If I would have found them 5 years earlier, I would have been all in for sure.
Now I will say they did make a song about bitching about the face paint thing, but mostly it was about meeting girls after the show and they want to fuck them with the face paint on, and they're like, "Can I not just for once
have to wear my full clan?" That's the same thing as Sleep Token.
I don't think it's
the exact same thing. It is literally the exact same thing. They want to be accepted for themselves and not their personality. I want to
say they were making music for like 10 years before they put out this album. They'd done, national international tours and shit. What I'm saying is Sleep Token's been like popular for a couple years. Maybe now. This was last year when this comment was made. I'm just saying that, like, it's not like, this has been my whole life of suffering. It's like, dog, it's been a couple of years.
I feel like as an artist that relied on a gimmick to get famous, I feel like it is like the most understandable thing that they would struggle with their gimmick preventing them from being like fully realized or accepted. And sure, I hate their music. I don't know anything about it. I've heard like probably a collective 5 minutes worth of their music, and none of it was interesting or unique or fun to me at all.
Sure. And
I really don't know much.
And then there's a part of me that makes me think, well, you know what? If your artistry relies on the gimmick, if it can't be done without the gimmick, I don't care. I'm not interested.
Agreed. But
it's not artistry.
Well, it's not true artistry. If we go back to my art.
Yeah.
You got a little mic wiggle, by the way. But I think the same people would levy that criticism on an ICP.
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean,
and I don't think they're wrong.
You don't think ICP they're not true artists? True artist meaning art worthy of praise.
I think that if ICP came out, and here's the thing, I think if ICP came out and did a show without the face paint, which I think they actually
certainly
did in their later
by
years.
now. Yeah.
I don't think their fans would turn on them.
That didn't answer the question. The question is if the gimmick against the artist's will stripped them of artistic value. You said if an artist relied on the gimmick, they couldn't be like express true artistry or be true art. It'd be like a faux art or like a limited limped art.
I say that because I feel like that's what their complaint was.
Well, you say it because you don't like Sleep Token, but when I asked
that's true.
How it would apply to like an ICP who definitely relied on their gimmick, maybe grew out of it, but you don't think it limits their artistic capacity? In my mind, it doesn't.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does either. Yeah, it's like it might hit some sales and some marketing shit, but like, I think they would get a big publicity boost if they're like the Sleep Token guy took his mask off or whatever. Like, I don't know.
You just really dislike Sleep Token. What about Blue Man Group or GWAR? Like, in my mind, it can go either way. Like,
GWAR,
I think it does.
Kind of sucks a little bit.
I agree. Like, they do some fun, interesting stuff. I agree with a lot of the things they represent, but the music is not compelling to me.
Yeah.
I like Blue Man Group's music more than GWAR.
Yeah, you know what? I also agree with that.
Bro, I have the first 2 Blue Man Group albums, and those fuckers slap,
Do you
bro.
For real?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Those first 2 albums are sick as fuck.
I don't think I've ever heard a Blue Man Group song without a video playing.
They got some cool abstract drumming that was far ahead of its time. Like, they became...
I didn't even know they really made albums. I thought it was more of a performance situation.
I'm a real fan, okay?
Yeah, apparently.
But I would say, like, the gimmick does limit them, but it doesn't have to. Like, I think it does with GWAR. I think it kind of does with ICP. I think it totally does with Sleep Token because their music does not live up to the image. And I think it, what was the other one? It kind of does. Yeah, Ghost, it kind of does. I think their music holds up better than Sleep Token. I dislike it probably more, but they have like their own aesthetic with the music that the image like is supposed to enhance and it doesn't rely on. I think Blue Man Group, they are kind of limited by their image, and I like their music more than any of the other ones, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same. That's fucking wild. now when my coworkers talk about Sleep Token, I'm just going to put on Blue Man Group.
It'd be an improvement. I maybe, and I'll be on. Maybe I haven't heard enough. I for one thing, I don't like when the image doesn't correspond right. The music I heard was like, people act like it's like hardcore. I don't know, or like out there.
There are like heavy
boring
breakdowns in some of it. Like a lot of the music, like they have like.
But it's normie
like
vocals.
Half of the song is like hard breakdowns and like
I hate breakdowns.
Electronic metal adjacent stuff.
Kill me.
And then
with that aesthetic,
the rest of it, the other half of it is like very somber or
like boring. It's just a mix
like,
of all the worst parts of a bunch of different things.
It's modern like emo core.
It is
or something. It's very like the thing. I think the thing that like got me to it was like someone was introducing it and they made it seem like it was very dark. It's very.
I thought it was going to be like a
stuff
witchy. Like there's the Witch House 40K. I thought it was going to be like a Sidewalks and Skeletons or what's the other one? Do you know them? I like them, and I thought it was going to be like Crystal Castles or Sidewalks and Skeletons, or like something like dark electro-y, gothy.
I think I was kind of turned. I found out about them mostly because I kept hearing about like, oh, their drummer's really good. Their drummer's like the goat. He's so good. Like no one knows who it is. He's so good. So I'm expecting like, looking at the rest of their imagery and stuff, and I'm like,
kit with like crazy,
or like I'm just expecting like maybe something like technical metal or something, which I'm into.
Sure.
And it was not that. And it's like it was the same thing with Ghost, where it's like I think part of my distaste with them was because I expected so much more, so much better, and then
where the aesthetic is a limitation.
So flat. Yeah, and it's like, damn, dude, like you even have like the blasphemous shit going on, but like this is like I don't want to listen to this. This is bad. It sucks.
Did you hear Polyphia's new single by any chance?
I did not.
Major disappointment. I don't know.
Oh no.
There's just so much. I don't know. I feel like no genre is succeeding right now. I feel like we didn't dive into that enough. Of like if this isn't a culture death, which I truly think it is, in large part due to politics and power. Like, what is being encouraged to succeed right now, and where do you see a genre or movement of art succeeding next? Because there is nothing on the horizon right now. Like, the last big wave was like drill rap.
Yeah.
Right? 6 years ago. Drill's dead. Trap's dead. Rap's dead. Rap's been dead. There's like, it went to fucking Little Uzi Vert and Little Yachty, like mumble rap. Like the qualities of things keep getting shorter and less robust, and there is not like a strong wave of any other genre right now when it comes to music. Art, like you said, is all TikTokified and short video content, or the artist selling themselves in a video format to show up a piece of fine art. Like, what is succeeding right now?
Yeah.
Nothing?
I mean, I can't think of anything.
Good.
TikTok.
I'm right.
TikTok's succeeding.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
I feel like I would say the upside is that, like, bad culture deaths, like, something will emerge eventually, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like we're in a bigger slump than we have been throughout most of our lives.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
I'm trying to get some insight of where you think it's heading, and I feel like both of us.
I don't fucking know. I'm so. Listen, you're asking the person who you earlier in this very podcast described as being 10 years behind, where it's going. I'm barely catching up with where we're at.
When I was talking about the Nazis, you mentioned the khakis and the masks from Charlottesville. I didn't even address your point right, because it threw me for such a hard loop. I felt like I was on a roller coaster that took a hard right angle. I was like mangled after that.
I can't be bothered
I know.
with any of this nonsense.
That's because you're work fetish, bro. We gotta get you out. We have to. We have to. I'm gonna write a letter.
Don't pull me out before I get off, man. Come on.
I'm gonna write a letter to your boss and say he needs a rehab, sir. Go easy on him.
They're gonna pull my social security. I'm gonna fucking riot.
Fuck. All right. I don't know what we're gonna do next week since I spoiled our next episode, but we'll figure something out.
We'll make it work.
All right, let's get out of here.
The next episode, I'm just gonna put the microphone by the kittens and we'll get like an hour of that.
Probably do better numbers than we did.
Yeah, no shit.
I don't know about you. It's getting hot already. This heat
wave.
It
fucking sucks.
Yeah, let's get the air conditioning back on, bro.
Yeah. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Thank you to Approach Human for the use of his music. You can find his work on SoundCloud at Approaching-Human.
Thanks, John. Fix the culture, motherfucker.
Yeah, fucking put that shit out. Fix it. Make sure to check out the show page at Trash Cats Trashcast on Instagram for news and art from the show. Check out Facebook for the meme.
The meme's Super Chickamauga Show on Instagram at SkyZK6. New piece up there. New stuff on the way. Doing big stuff. Help your cats stay cool. And we'll catch you guys next time. Hope you have a good night.
Fuck yeah, that's going to be all for us today. Stay classy, eat trashy.
Go fast, eat trash.
I do have some up-to-date news for you, actually.
Do it.
Now's a good time to invest in NFTs because 95% of NFT collections now have zero market value.
We should have brought that up. Are you still recording?
Yes.
And NFTs are trashed. I mean, they're just completely gone. I mean,
I just mid-podcast, I had the thought of like, no one's talking about NFTs anymore.
It actually really sucks. I mean, fuck most NFT. I mean, there was some cool shit, but like most of it, the cool shit was just like artists that tried it out. It didn't work. But the art world was never going to adopt it. And
oh, no.
But
I never saw it as more than a trend.
But we lost so much. Like if Christie, whatever, like if NFTs were incorporated with the high art world's art, we could have had smart contracts for artists in the future where like every time their art is resold, they get a cut, or like there are so many cool possibilities that are now completely fucked. And I blame the NFT/crypto world because they're all fucking scammers and losers and didn't give a fuck about the art. But it's genuinely a bummer because now that NFTs went out in such a terrible way, people are going to be very hesitant to ever dabble with them again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, imagine if Christie's did smart contracts where for the rest, every time your art is sold, you get 20%, no matter where it goes in the world, and it's identified like permanently, like an art CV. Like you have perfect ownership tracking, you have additional contracts, percentage. Like, I mean, it could have been so massively like market changing for the artists.
You know, but instead, what we got is
Bored apes.
Bored apes.
Yeah. And pixel punks.
Unimpressed monkeys.
Yeah, trash.